Hello Commanders! Welcome back to our journey walkthrough for Traplight's Battle Legion here on the command table. We are now in the Uncharted Jungle on map 2 of 3, doing battles 161 through 165. If you like what you see here on this channel, please do like and subscribe. Also, if you want notifications when I drop new videos, hit that notification bell. And if you have any comments, please feel free to leave those below. So we'll go ahead and dive right in here. We are on battle 161. There we go. So let's see what we're up against. We're going to do our Untamed Beast trick where they both run after the same bomb bot. And I think we learned from our last run around that the level 6 bomb is not enough to totally kill level 7 or 8 Untamed Beast. So it has to be a direct hit for a 7, and I don't think it'll totally take out an 8. But we do have these Thorn Guards as the secondary line of defense there, and I would eventually upgrade these, but I'm trying to do all of these with a certain level of units, just to show that you can do it with units that are lower level than the ones that you're up against. You just have to use the right lower level unit to get the job done. So what we have to factor in here, we do have an ancient tree with a spider's nest, which we're going to counter with these assassins. So I've tried to place some to where they'll land above the tree and below the tree, and that way once they've killed off the tree, they'll kill this other nest and then hopefully split up and down to get the other spider's nests. I'm not terribly concerned about that because I've got 2 crystal spires and the Thorn Guards in front to take care of that. Now, all I've got in the back is this freezing trap, which should be sufficient to take the sting out of these risen warriors and allow the crystal spires to take them down. So let's go ahead and run it, see how it goes. Again, keep your eye on the health of those untamed beasts. Okay, poof, almost gets them, not quite, but thankfully the Thorn Guards are there. We didn't get a split on the assassins, but it's not that big of a deal. Almost got all of the risen warriors. There was 1 or 2 that were working their way through there, but it wasn't enough to be a significant threat. So now we're just waiting for the spiders to run into the Thorn Guards, and we'll be moving on. So yeah, I can do some wonderful things with those freezing traps. Again, if you if you upgrade them, they will increase their radius and trap more things in them. So 162, let's see what we've got here. Okay, we've got a bunch of wraiths in the back, and then we've got 2 mind corruptors and 3 earth elementals. So I've kept a lot of the same elements. We've got our Thorn Guards up front, but this time we've added a battle drummer, and that's to keep them ticking. We don't want them to take a whole heck of a lot of damage. We're going to remove the Mind Corruptors out of the equation first thing, just by having our assassins take them out. The Wraiths are going to walk right by the assassins because they aren't going to see each other. So the Wraiths are going to run into the Thorn Guards as well, and once they hit the Thorn Guards, which the Thorn Guards shouldn't take as much damage because they've got the Battle Drummer, then they will reveal themselves and the crystal spires should start nuking them down. The earth elementals will just take a little while to grind through, but we'll see how it goes. So that should be enough to explain the theory there. Okay, goodbye Mind Corruptors. Again, the wraiths just walking right by. They totally reveal themselves on the Thorn Guards, and all the Thorn Guards are still alive. Even though only 1 of them is getting the heal from the Valkyrie, they're all alive. So this looks a little dicey, but my units are doing just fine right in the big middle of all that. And even my Valkyrie's getting hit a little bit, but it's still within range of the Battle Drummer, so it hardly takes any damage. Alright, moving on to 163. Okay, let's take a peek at what we're up against here. We've got a Valkyrie on the other side, tagged on to a Brute. We've got 2 Ember Fiends, the Earth Elementals, and then we've got some Fire Knights up front. Again, the Fire Knights, they apply a debuff which does percentage-based damage in damage per second type, or damage over time type format. So what I've tried to do here is I've tried to split each group of assassins up and down. Again, you can do that by moving them off the map and then on the map again, and they'll have a different formation. You keep doing that till you have them in the formation you want. In this case, I want them vertically spaced in each group, and that way they should split, because I think I have them placed far enough back to where they should split, and one should go to the Ember Fiend from each group, and the closer to the center assassins from each group should go after the Valkyrie and then towards the Brute. So the bombs are intended, the first one is to clear a path for the second one to come through and blow up that Brute. And then these other two bombs are just meant to knock that first phase out of the earth elementals and have them get over to the entangling roots quicker so that they can die quicker, because otherwise it takes forever to get them down. So that's the theory behind this one. I have the hammer throwers in the back there just to expedite the process. Okay, there goes the Brute. There goes everything. It's you have to explain them beforehand because it all goes down so fast that you can't cover it while it's happening unless you stop and go. So there you go. Again, these entangling roots do have the Enhanced 2, Corrupted Enhanced 2. So in any other era, you may have a more difficult time using those roots. Okay, let's do 164. Oh, I gotta rewind it. My bad. All right, let's take a peek. We have a spider's nest in the back with an Ember Fiend right in front of it. It's the crystal skin. We've got 2 arcane archers, 2 soul pylons, a barrier monk, a paladin, and 2 sets of arcane blades. So my first concern was the arcane blades, just because I haven't seen them in so long that I forget how to handle them. You just don't see them in ranked recently. They are in dire need of a buff. But what I've done is I've taken this draining spirit, which only exists when it's adjacent to something. If there's nothing in its circle for a brief moment, it will disappear and it's gone for the rest of the battle. So you have to usually tag it onto your own units, and I've tagged it onto these plague bearers because they are a chaos unit, and draining spirits deal less damage to chaos units. So not only is the draining spirit going to be there as these arcane blades are ping-ponging back and forth through the plague bearers, but the plague bearers will hopefully tag them and get them with plague, which will slow them down as well. You don't have to worry too much because the crystal spires will target them no matter where they're pinging around to, which is preferable to the hammer throwers or archers. Those crystal spires do great with arcane blades, with crows, with anything like that. We have our 2 sets of assassins, and it appears that I've got them in such a way that they should split. One to go forward to each of the soul pylons, and the other assassin from each group to go back to the arcane archers. The paladin I'm not terribly concerned about. He will undo the plague debuff, but I think I've got plenty of damage to take care of all of it, that it shouldn't be an issue. I threw in these risen warriors to take out the spider's nest in the event that the assassins don't work their way all the way back. And a note, army points not fully used. So you could throw something else in there. I totally forgot to use that last point, but there is room. So if you think of something else you want to toss in there, go ahead and grab it. So here we go. Again, it's kind of difficult to commentate on it as it's happening because it all goes down so fast. Okay, there go those risen warriors. Goodbye, spider's nest. And even if the spiders kill all my risen warriors, they've got a nice crystal spire awaiting them at the end of a very treacherous path of entangling roots. There it is. Okay, so 165. Got one more to go here. All right, let's have a look. Oh yeah, this one was interesting. We got a bunch of Fire Knights, 3 sets of Fire Knights, and then you've got 3 sets of Righteous Defenders. Then we've got our 2 Molten Armors up front and a Phoenix. So what I want to accomplish here is to use my level 6 bombs to take out these Molten Armors, but I do not, at least if I recall correctly. They don't kill them all the way, but they do, however, get them well below 50%, which triggers their secondary phase where they do damage to themselves while emitting their fire blast around themselves. So I at least get them close enough to where as they're walking, they finish dying of their own debuff. Then I played around with this because I thought it was kind of fun. That Phoenix is fire damage, so I put the only fire immune unit that I have right up front, which was my Ember Fiend, and I've tagged that on to the Valkyrie. So it should take hardly any damage at all from the Phoenix or the debuff from the Fire Knights, even though the Fire Knights will do melee damage. They won't be able to get to her very quickly. So the Fire Knights are going to be immune to the burn, but the Righteous Defenders will not. We also have these bomb bots way back here, and they're going to run into the entangling roots where all of these units will have converged by the time they arrive, and they should get more bang for their buck, pardon the pun, because they'll all be clumped up trying to get to that Ember Fiend. So that's the theory behind this one. We'll go ahead and run it. Okay, watch those Molten Armors. Don't quite kill them, but they do run out of health. And look at that. Oh, that was beautiful. Those bomb bots just catching almost 3 groups each. And my Ember Fiend is hardly taking any damage at all, because the only thing that's really able to hit it was the Phoenix. Everything else was having trouble with those roots. Again, I do have a note on this to mention the Corrupted Enhance. It is a significantly higher reduction to the run speed when you have 2 of those equipped on an Entangling Roots. So do be wary of that in future eras. If you're watching this down the road, you may have a more difficult time because of that. If you don't have the Corrupted Enhance, you may just have to use regular Enhance or Enhance 2. So there it is, the next 5 battles. We will get on to the next several in rapid fashion. But again, please do like and subscribe. Also check out thecommandtable.com where we have tutorials, raid strats, and soon we will have merch and comics. Thanks for watching.